Stablecoins will save the US dollar. I truly believe that. I've said that 100 times. So USD1 is just a digital US dollar pegged 1-to-1 against US dollar. It's been incredibly successful. I'm incredibly proud of it.
What happens when you mix crypto, energy, and Eric Trump? In this exclusive sit-down, we dive into American Bitcoin, a new venture aiming to reshape finance and mining right here on U.S. soil. From Bitcoin accumulation to stablecoins and energy partnerships, I speak with Eric Trump and Genoot about why they believe this is more than a company. It's the future of finance. And just briefly explain what it is, what the premise is, and how it differs from some of the other digital asset treasury strategies.
Well, after years of getting debanked, we found cryptocurrency, and it's been the greatest thing that we've ever done. We created a company called American Bitcoin. They were joking on the exchange, the Nasdaq, as we rang the bell, that it was the fastest launch of any company they'd ever seen, and it's just gone parabolic, and it's been an amazing venture. We're having so much fun. We mine Bitcoin here in the United States, hence American Bitcoin. At about 50% of the market value of Bitcoin, we're mining 24/7, every single day, 24 hours a day. And we've created one of the great Bitcoin companies anywhere in the world. And we're doing it on American soil using American energy and having a blast doing it together.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, literally from announcement and launch on April 1st to a little over 5 months later being listed on the Nasdaq, I think that timing is unreal. And if you think about American Bitcoin, it's not just a Bitcoin mining company. It's not just a treasury. It is the best of all those worlds, and it's a Bitcoin accumulator. Our primary goal is to increase Bitcoin per share and to build Bitcoin's backbone and infrastructure backbone right here in the United States.
One piece of this that is interesting is that, and I don't think anyone else is doing this, right? You're focusing on mining, and so much of that, of course, hinges on energy, deregulation. What is your thought? What is the status of partnerships with other energy companies? Are you talking with potential nuclear energy partners? What does that look like?
Yeah. Well, listen, you've got the greatest energy in the United States by far. If we actually have a government that has a little bit of backbone and common sense and smarts and, actually allows it to be used, all right? And we've got more energy under our feet than just about any country on earth. And yet, the last administration, they had stranglehold over the entire energy. They were trying to put ExxonMobil out of business. They were trying to put Chevron out of business. They were trying to put all our great companies out of business. And, those days are long gone. We want to have the cheapest energy in the world. We want to have the cleanest energy in the world. We want to have the best energy in the world. And we do in West Texas. And that's exactly where we mine Bitcoin. And, you add that to the fact that, we as a family really believe in a digital asset. We believe that's the future of finance, not just in America, but around the world.
It's interesting you talk about tokenizing potentially a mortgage, right? That's an example. It's interesting because in a way that really addresses if people were to be debanked again, right? If there is some sort of central authority that's trying to make it difficult for, your father, for instance, you can rely and crowdsource that. So that's a really interesting concept. It kind of ties into a lot of what you have been doing with the parallel economy.
Yeah, of course. And, maybe you don't even need the other side of it. Maybe you can crowdsource everything.
You're seeing this today. Like, if you look at the stock market, the proliferation of retail investors investing into companies, moving company stock prices. Like, why does an institutional investor have to be the one that determines this company should have X multiple because we like the management team, right? And so historically, individuals gave their money to institutions, to investment managers, and they allocated that capital. And today, I think people are taking that power back and said, you know what, I want to invest directly. And Robinhood has been the one that really has facilitated that process, got rid of fees, and then obviously the rest of the industry followed along. And now, this massive new base of shareholders that are truly making decisions. I mean, I don't know if you guys are seeing what's happening with Open Door. I mean, they changed the management team, the board, because of the voices of the ultimate shareholders. With a tokenized world, you're able to actually get directly to the end user that's giving the money to the institutions that are funding you in the first place. And you're giving them the ability to have that direct exposure, to choose the asset that they want to invest into, and to honestly save a ton in fees and get all of that exposure directly.
Yeah, I mean, it really democratizes finance in that regard. There's not a few people at the top making those decisions about who can or can't access capital. Eric, I know you have a lot of irons in the fire, both with the Trump organization, but also with crypto. So does this have anything to do with World Liberty Financial or any of these projects that you're working on in crypto related, or are these distinct things?
Very distinct. American Bitcoin is solely about Bitcoin. Store value, digital gold. World Liberty Financial, we're the fastest growing stablecoin on earth. That's really financial rails. That's DeFi, that's CeFi, that's using Ethereum really to power transactions around the world. Stablecoins will save the US dollar. I truly believe that. I've said that 100 times. The amount of people that want the US dollar, the amount of people who it would, distrust their currency, distrust their governments, and want to benchmark off of the US dollar. It's the entire world. And that's a beautiful thing for our society. That's a beautiful thing for our treasury. It's a beautiful thing for our country. People want the US dollar. So USD1 is just a digital US dollar pegged 1-to-1 against US dollar, backed by treasuries. It's been incredibly successful, and I'm incredibly proud of it. So Bitcoin is a store of value, and USD1 is really kind of the modern banking rails that we're creating, really in retort to the way we were debanked and the way the financial institutions came after us, and the fact that, frankly, using blockchain technology, we don't need them anymore.